What is up, my Ramilia? Hope everybody had a fantastic Father's Day with their families and everything. And even if you're not a father, hope everyone had a great weekend with their family. Um, we got a nice little show today. I wasn't going to come on, and I said, you know what? Let me come on. I haven't talked to my guys, and even if you guys aren't able to come on, um, because it's last minute and I didn't announce it. I just wanted to talk over some things. I posted a video about Allen Robinson. In my opinion, he's going to be a monster. We want to get OBJ back, of course. That's the main thing. But Allen Robinson, in my opinion, is going to be a monster. I posted that video. Hopefully, you guys had a chance to see it. And these are just examples of plays that he can make. He can go up and get the ball. He could run away from defenders once he has contact. He's not afraid to go over the middle. He's just a big target. In a lot of ways, he's kind of like, no offense to our guy, Robert Woods. We love him, but he's kind of like a bigger Robert Woods and a bigger threat because he's a bigger target and he can stretch out that long frame and he can jump up and grab the ball. So he's going to be amazing. So with OBJ on the shelf, Allen Robinson is going to be making a name for himself because he's coming in here and like Michael Irvin said, and I really believe that he could be a number one receiver with somewhere, and we have two of them on the same team. With Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, if you get open, he'll find you, and if you put in the work in the practice, field, and he sees you working, and you have a good rapport. I mean, the sky's the limit. So I'm really, it's going to be amazing season this year. I can't wait. There's my guy, Grandster 12. He says, "Hola, Vato, what's happening? What's new with you, Rudy Ramilia and Vatos Locos? Whose house? Ram's house." I'm glad you messaged me, man. I was kind of going back and forth. I go, I don't know if I'm going to go on. It's been a long day. It's hot as hell here in Riverside. There wasn't any OBJ news, but I said, you know what? I was missing you guys. And I said, yeah, I'll go on. And then I couldn't find my glasses. I'm sitting at my chair right here. And I'm like, okay, I got everything. I got my drink, my mouth gets dry when I'm talking. And I'm like, where the fuck are my glasses? Excuse me. Where the heck are my glasses? They turn up there in the car in my case. So lives, unexpected lives are always wonderful. Grinder Trump says, man, I wanted to get food and watch you live. So I was hoping you'd put a notification. Then I'd run, get food and come back. I'm sorry, man. It was kind of last minute. My guy, Robert McClendon says, any idea when is Ram Fest? Okay, you were asking about that, Robert, and I asked the guy when I went for the trophy ceremony, and then I saw something about Ram Fest, and I think it's past, man. They told me a non-truth because I was going to say something about that, but you had to register, and hold on. Hold on. I saw something about that, but when I asked the officials, everyone kind of like shrugged their shoulders and like they didn't know. And then the one guy was like, oh, they'll be announcing that on the website. Oh, okay, And then I saw something on Twitter about Ramfest. So I'll look into it further. I was going to post something about it. I was thinking about you when I saw that, and I was like, man, the guys didn't even tell me at the trophy ceremony where it's at, when it is, how does it work. They didn't really know what it was, very frustrating, man. I'll find out more information, but I saw something about that, and I was like, oh man, that's ridiculous that I went and asked about it, and you had to register, and then the first so many kids were able to get some kind of a giveaway, and I hope that's not the one that you're talking about, because I was very upset when I saw that because they acted like they didn't know what I was talking about. God bless them. They're working hard and everything, but I asked them point blank and they didn't give me a good answer. They really shrugged their shoulders. Grander 12 says, I'm not a Ram fan. To me, I say I'd like to see what the Rams can do. Yes, you are a Ram fan, Grander 12. Don't give us that. You're an honorary member of the Ramilia. May I say, I'd like to see what the Rams can do with wide receivers they got now. They might have the next Cooper Kupp. Trust the process, develop a new wide receiver. We have good receivers. Brent Schroenick has to get off my S list. I don't matter in the scheme of things, but he really let me down last year. I mean, that was a touchdown in the NFC Championship game. If he gets that touchdown, we win that game very easily, or we're closer. We put more pressure on him. And then in the Super Bowl, he lets one go off of his hand. So he could be a very good receiver, but he hasn't lived up to what we thought he was coming out of Notre Dame. We thought he was going to be like a poor man's Cooper Kupp before Cooper Kupp went to be the Triple Crown receiver, but we'll see. But I really like Allen Robinson. He was the steal of the free agency on the offensive side. We know about Devontae Adams and all that, but that's fine. But we're not paying. He's not getting that kind of money. He's a guy that kind of been laying in the weeds in Chicago with this quarterback, that quarterback, and he still put up 1,100 yards in 2019. And then last year he had his injury issues and COVID. So I'm really looking for him to break out. Grande Trust late night horchata. Rams Nation, what's up, my dude? Good, brother. I hope everything's going good with you. Thank you for coming in, brother. Appreciate it. It was unmessaged live. I came on and just see what everyone's doing. Thank you for brother. He says, "How you doing?" I'm doing good, man. And Grande Trust, Round Fest is every day at Ramilia's house. Yeah. Robert says, I thought it's in Ontario, California. I saw something. Let me see if I still have the screenshot. I'll check right now. Grande Trump says, "How hot is it in your city, man?" It was in the 90s, man. In the car, it's like 95. It feels like. Robert says, "My apologies." No, Robert, you're good. Don't, like I told you before. You don't have any problem. I don't have any problems. You guys asking me anything. No, I don't have any problem. I'm frustrated with the officials because I asked them for you, trying to get information, and they shrugged their shoulders, and maybe they just didn't know. They're not in field. They just work there, but they should have pointed me in the direction of somebody that would know. They said, "Well, check the app," and I checked the app, and I didn't see nothing. And then I saw a Twitter. But I'll find out more information. I really hope it wasn't the one that I saw, and that's the one you're talking about. But no apologies, man. You could ask me whatever you want. Grande Trump says Sean McVay has an eye for offensive talent. Yes. Oh, there's my guy, Niners Sickness Podcast. Que vo mi raza puro pinche Niners, he says. He means puro pinche Rams. What's up, my brother? Props to you, man. And my Niner Carnal, my fellow Laker fan. The Niner Sickness Podcast is a good dude. He's a Niner fan, but we give him the okay on that because he's a good dude, and I'll be on his show soon, and we'll collaborate soon. My fellow Laker fan though too. Rams Nation says, "I found my old PSP though. That's crazy. That's comedy. That's awesome. That's PSP's awesome." We were playing the Wii U. We connected the Wii U, and we're with the tablet and stuff, and we were playing that earlier because we let my daughter use the Switch, my lady Switch, so I have the Wii U. There's most of the games are ported over from that. So, I'm an old school video gamer too. Grande Trout says, "Rudy, you know about Pale's Move vids? Would you love to see if they'd interview you?" Here we go. Rudy, you know about Payo's Move vids. Would you love to see if he'd interview you for the Rams take? Yeah, that'd be fine. I always love collaborating with my guys Payo and Jay in the Bay. That was a great collaboration. I've been on the Ultimate 49ers Ultimate Report with John Jay, and who's still salty about the NFC Championship game, by the way. And then my guy, Niner Sickness, we're going to get together soon. So it's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome. Grinder 12 says, "Good evening, all Ram fans and NFL family watching around the world. Hope you are all safe and healthy with your host, Rudy of the Ramilia Sports Report. Welcome. Yes, welcome." And my guy, Niner Sickness says, "I'm only here to show some love to my boy." But he says, "May the Rams be willing to win the next 3 Super Bowls." But yeah, so good guy, Niner Sickness. We're very passionate about our teams. I tell him this, let's run it back, and he says, "Oh, no." And one thing that we have to remember as Ram fans is I saw a post, and I haven't looked into it, but it was funny. And they were saying that Sean McVay can go 0-17 this year, and he'd still have a better record than Kyle Shanahan. Amazing take. I haven't looked into it. I haven't did the math on it, but it sounds about right because Kyle Shanahan, that's why we used to call them the second placers, the third placers, the last placers, because they'd have injuries and they wouldn't even make the playoffs. And so when Kyle Shanahan's tenure, but that sounds about right. And that was funny that somebody put that together and figured that out because it's hilarious. Did I save that? No, I didn't save it. I don't think. But if I do, I'll bring it up. But and I'll do the math on it. But it was funny because they said, yeah, if Sean McVay was to go 0-17 this year, he'd still have a better record than Kyle Shanahan. Amazing. Niner Sickness says, "Hey brother, what's your first name again? I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. My name's Rudy Rodolfo." Niner Sickness says, "I hate the Rams. I definitely respect the organization and what they're doing. At the end of the day, I won a Super Bowl." Yeah, man. This is not, like I tell people before, these are not the same Rams that were here when they were in LA before. These are not the Rams that were managed, mismanaged, and owned by the lady who we shall be nameless. These are not the Rams who moved to St. Louis and they would have an Eric Dickerson and not a quarterback. They'd have a great defense and not a good running game. They weren't able to put it together. They were very close a couple of times. They got to a few championship games in the 80s. They didn't have the both sides of the ball. Luck wasn't on their side. We had to play the 85 Bears in 1985. In 89, we had 2 wars on the in the Philadelphia and New York. Won those 2 games only to play a rested 49er team, and we had a beat up offensive line. We just haven't. You have to have some luck sometimes, and that's just the way it goes. But now that we have this team and this new management and ownership, they're serious about implementing themselves back into the LA community, and they show it. I mean, they have the trophy tour. I mean, we're touring San Diego, where the Chargers came from, and they're taking pictures with the Rams Super Bowl trophy. And so you got to love it, man. It takes time. Even my guy, Niner Sickness, he's got buddies and Garnalas and co-workers and what have you, maybe even family members that may have a daughter or a niece or a nephew or a granddaughter. And they come from 49er families, but they say, hey, I actually like the Rams. Or, hey, grandpa or uncle or Pop, I want an Aaron Donald jersey or I want a Cooper Kupp jersey because we've been winning here, and they see us on primetime TV and they see us winning the big, exciting games. That's how it works. The next generation, even though there's a lot of fans now, you have to keep winning in Los Angeles, and that's what this team is about. We've been back in Los Angeles for 5 years. We've gone to 2 Super Bowls. We won 1. Amazing. This organization is I mean, we're just living the life right now. Ranger 12 says running back depth should be more of a concern than OBJ. Well, see, that is true, but with less need. If you remember, we got Sony Michel during the season. These guys will always flip over a rock and find somebody. I'm not really worried about that, and I'm not being naive. I just go by what's been proven, and these guys have proven it. Sean McVay and Les Snead. But yeah, you're right. We need that. And Malcolm Brown is still a free agent. I guess Rams don't think of him. Otherwise, they would have called him. I don't really like Malcolm Brown. I appreciate him. He was around, but he was kind of too mechanical. Didn't have too many moves, a shake and bake, a little wiggle. He was a big guy though. But we can find somebody better. Niner says when you mention Kyle Shanahan, and it makes you feel good, brother, when you get all excited. No, Kyle Shanahan, like I told you before, Kyle Shanahan is not a head coach to me. He's a great offensive mind. He reminds me of Norv Turner, and you're old enough to remember, like me, you're an older guy, Niner Sickness, and you have your right to your own opinion. But the proof is you are what your record is. And he's 3 games, his 6th year in his tenure with the 49ers. He still hasn't won a chip. He's lost every big game that he's ever coached in, and he's 3 games under 500. And the team is loaded now, and they've made knucklehead decisions with Debo. They should have cut Ken Law when he went off on the Grant Cohn. That's not the way you conduct yourself. He's not even that great a player to still be there. They haven't restructured Bosa. Bosa's just going to get more money. Debo's still there, worrying about his contract. Jimmy G's still there, $25 million, and there's reports they're going to cut him. He's a very great offensive mind, but I don't think I'm glad that we got this guy. We were going to hire Kyle Shanahan, but we couldn't wait when he was with the Falcons. And it turns out that we ended up giving this guy an interview. And if you've ever heard Sean McVay talk, he's a very insightful guy. And by the way, Niner Sickness, you're an older guy. You can thank this guy here, his pop, McVay. I think his name was John McVay, who help you guys win those 5 Super Bowls. So the McVays had something to do with your guys' 5 Super Bowls. So just remember that. And now the son of the McVay, the main McVay, is helping the LA Rams win Super Bowl. So we got one on the shelf. We've already been to another one. That was a learning experience for McVay because he made mistakes that he could have maybe got us some more points with the broken down Gurley and Cooper Kupp missing. And so, but yeah, now that I'm glad you reminded me, man, and I can't wait to go on your show because I got a fountain of knowledge about the Niners. I mean, we could even go into the Eddie DeBartolo scandals, allegedly, where he tried to shake down a congressman and went to jail. And then he had to go to Donald Trump and he had to expunge his record. Eddie DeBartolo and Carmen Policy backloaded contracts and they got caught by the NFL and they lost draft picks. And they were fined, and then Carmen Policy got fired, and Eddie DeBartolo ended up losing his team. Maybe not for that, but he ended up losing his team. But then everything was all great and hunky-dory with the NFL. You know how they work, and they buried it under the rug. He got his record expunged, allegedly, for the shenanigans that he did, trying to shake down a congressman, allegedly, and he was able to get into the Hall of Fame. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with that, but, there's a lot I know about the 49ers. There was even a story about the 49ers where, the Rams were one of the first teams to have black players, and the Rams, Woody Strode and Kenny Washington from UCLA. The Niners had a coach that one of the first coaches, a black American, and his girlfriend or his date at that time was an African American lady, but she was light skinned. They thought that, and she was white, and they fired him. The 49ers organization back then. There's on and on and stuff. I know a lot of stuff about the Niners organization. I mean, we like to go back and forth, but until 1981, the Niners really weren't relevant in the NFL. Before Bill Walsh came through those doorways, they didn't win anything. The Rams were 2-time champions in 2 different cities. So we can go on and on, but it's fun going around, though, because I know a lot about the 49ers. I can fight fire with fire. Even those 5 Super Bowls, I have a lot to say about those, too. But God bless them. They won them. Let's see. Joe, what's up, brother? He says, never put up some trash talk in the Rams for F the Niners. No, man, it's cool to bring him in because I'm the exact perfect guy for them to try to bring stuff up because I know exactly what to say when it comes to our little brothers with the red caps. In NoCal, but God bless them. We love them coming to SoFly Stadium and enjoying our stadium. And who's to blame them? They have a stadium like Levi Stadium where by halftime you're like a lobster, you get a suntan. They come to SoFly Stadium and they thought they were going to win. They played about 2 or 3 times the amount of the ticket prices because the Rams trolled them and stopped them being able to buy tickets. They had to go elsewhere. And then they end up losing and living quietly like a mouse. Granger Trump says, hate is such a strong word, but in NFL fandom, it's not. Niners haven't won a championship in a very long time. There's no denying that, but we still have 5 rings opposed to 2 Niners organization. Yeah, like I said, 5 is great, but that was a long time ago. We have the last 2 ever since free agency has been full bore. The Niners won in 94 when free agency started. You guys already had your team, but ever since free agency has been full bore, the Rams have the last 2. Your turn. And as we see, those 5 rings will never happen again under the 49ers roof because they can't even win 1 now. Granger 12. Rudy, you're just being a homer. Just kidding. Damian Lee, what's up, brother? He said, let's go red and gold. What's up, Beto? Damian Lee. Even the Golden State Warriors know what's up with the right colors. The Rams blue and yellow. They just won the championships. Props to the Golden State Warrior. Me as a lifetime Laker fan and my guy Niner Sickness. Laker fans, I couldn't be more happier to see the Celtics lose in the finals. And I loved seeing a team with Rams colors that from NoCal. You know, they said, "Hey, you know what? It worked for the Rams. Let's wear Rams colors," and they won the championship wearing Rams colors. Love it. Niner Sixers, no members in the Familia like the Lambs, bro. If they do, they will get shot right with the stand. We don't need the Familia. We have the Ramilia, and we're on the top of the pecking order. We turned the Bang Bang Niner Gang into Pew Pew Niner Gang. Niner Sixers, Grand Control Rudy is a bit of a homer. If you call homer propping up your team because we win, that's the way it is. You know, just like when we're down and we lose, like when we lost to them with the Mullins at quarterback, that was horrible. You know, I didn't like it, but it is what it is. Damon Lee says the Rams will always be the Niners' little brother. No, Damon Lee, the Niners are the Rams' little brother from everything, and I'm going to tell you why. We won the last 2 Super Bowls. We beat them in the championship game recently at our house. Where our franchise is worth more than theirs. Our stadium is worth more than theirs. We're in the LA market. They're in NoCal, Santa Clara. It's night and day difference. The Rams are this in everywhere from the team worth to our roster to our big name frontline players to the market that we play in to our stadium to our coach being better than Shanahan because he already has a Super Bowl and a winning record. All in on, it's the Rams. So our little brothers are over there wearing the cap, the red cap. Robert McClendon says, when is the training camp in Irvine going to start? It should be starting at the end of June, early July. When I get some dates, I'll let you know because I'm going to go too. Granger 12 says, it's like I told Rudy, the Cards fan was comparing the Rams to the puppet lamb chop, with Sherry Lewis. That's funny. It's funny that a Card fan says that because their quarterback is so brittle. But you know, it's fine. You know, God bless them. They had to get Kurt Warner to take him to the Super Bowl. Niners sent us 2 championships and 1 Super Bowl appearance in 4 years, brother. You know, you say 2 NFC championships. Wait, 2 championships and 1 Super appearance in 4 years, brother. Yeah, but you also have as many losing seasons as playoff seasons. But you know, you have to do what you have to do. Like the Niners have been a formidable. You know, don't get me wrong, they've been a formidable team for a long time, but you know, they haven't been able to get the chip, and that shows you how hard it is to win. So, you know, God bless them. Damien Lee says we're gonna kick the Rams like the Raiders and kick them out of California. No, the Rams are here to stay, my brother. We just won the chip in LA, and we're going to probably try to win some more. Niner Podcast says, did you forget the blank who owned the Rams, what she did during her tenure? No, the lady who shall be nameless. We have not forget her. We don't mention her name here. The Niner says the Rams is the first racist team ever, bro. No, the Rams, you have that opposite, man. I just schooled you on that. The Rams were the first team to have black players in the NFL. Woody Strode, Kenny Washington, and I'm going to get the names of that owner that the Niners had that fired the African American coach because he thought he was dating a white lady, but it was a light skinned black lady. It didn't matter anyway. That's their business, but that's what happened allegedly. There's a story about that. I just happened to run upon that. I go, wow. Grunter 12 says Rudy's channel is a trip. He has more 49er fans following him than Ram fans. It happens. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it's cool to have. I don't mind other people from other teams coming in here because you know it's good to get perspective from other teams, and it makes it all better. Niner says the little brothers, LOL, 5 Super Bowls and only 2. No, but you don't have none in Santa Clara. And 2 no. There's 5 Super Bowls in San Francisco. You guys don't have any in Santa Clara, so it's 0-2. 5. Those were Eddie DeBarlo's. Those were Eddie DeBarlo's Niners too, by the way. Santa Clara has nothing, and then, but yeah. So we'll give you the 5 Super Bowls, but that was a long time ago. We won the last 2, so that's why you're our little brothers. These are not your, you know, like I say, this is not you, but theoretically, these are not your granddads or your dad's 49ers and Rams. These are different teams. That was then. This is now. Just like before 81, the Rams owned the 49ers. The Niners weren't even relevant before 1981. They had Y.E. Tittle and guys like that, but they really weren't relevant. They hadn't won anything. The Rams were 2-time champions, NFL champions in Cleveland and L.A. You can't deny that. It is what it is. But right now, the pecking order is the Rams. are above the Niners. The Niners don't have an Aaron Donald on their roster, and they don't have a Stafford on their roster either, a Ramsey on their roster. It is what it is. There's just no playing around with that. Grander Trout says, when you play with Rams, you get the horns. Watch out. And then my guy Damon Lee says, it's been 3 years of regular season play. Rams haven't beat the Niners. Yeah, but Damon Lee, as we learned, the regular season doesn't matter. Things happen in the regular season. We should have won the last game before the playoffs, when we played them, when it was 17-0, but we didn't. But yeah, regular seasons are great. I would love to beat the Niners every time we play them, but as been proven in the playoffs, that doesn't matter. That's a good consolation prize, though, I guess. Niners says 5 is still better than 2, and you don't know the future. How you can say we'll never win another one? Well, we don't know the future, and 5 is more than 2. That's correct. But like I said, we won the last 2. And so right now is our era. The Niners had their era. And to me, their best. We'll see. We'll see if Trey Lance comes up. But right now is a magic time for the Rams. This is our era right now. We will see, though. Nobody knows the future. Niners said, Damien Lee, brother, from another. Gil, what's up, brother? He says Shannon is a genius. He figured out how below 500 coach can still be coaching the Niners. Isn't that something? Kyle Shanahan, like I said, is a great offensive mind. Great. That's a great comeback. Like I said, I respect Kyle Shanahan's offensive mind, but to me, he's not a head coach in the NFL, and he proves it all the time, just the way he handles his teams. And I'm glad that we got Sean McVay. I'll just leave it at that. I prefer him, and the proof is in the record. The proof is in the Super Bowls, and I'll just leave it at that. Just like you say, 5 is better than 2. Well, 1's better than 0. Kyle Shanahan 0, McVay 1. Rams Nation, what's up, brother? He says 49ers are hating, stay hating. Yeah, we love our 49er brothers. God bless them for coming out to SoFly and spending all that jack on beer and pretzels and popcorn and then leaving very like a mouse while we were celebrating the NFC Championship win in Tidal, and they can hear us in the background. I love LA. God bless them. A lot of them are going through therapy right now, having PTSD. Because they have to return to the night, the scene of the crime, where they lost the NFC Championship game. It's a nightmare. Well, God bless them. Our prayers are with them. Hopefully, they'll be able to get over their nightmares and waking up in a cold sweat, returning to the scene of the crime where they had that nightmare and having PTSD. And I say that kidding, but it's funny. Niner sickness says it's all about the players can do on the field, bro. All that crap that you're coming up with about stadiums don't mean shit, don't mean nothing, and you don't mean shit, don't mean nothing. What can you do on the field? We beat you guys 6 times. No, it means a lot, brother. It means a lot, man. Look, at the 49ers have been penny pinchers. They won 5 Super Bowls. That's fine and daddy, but the Yorks are penny pinching owners. I mean, that stadium is horrible. And so all of that goes into being a top flight organization. The Rams have the best. Matter of fact, we just bought on that note, we just bought property in Woodland Hills for our training facility. Everything is top notch. We might as well call us Jurassic Park over here because we'll be like that old man with the cane, with the little cane and the little mosquito inside, saying, we spared no expense. We just bought property in Woodland Hills to have a top of the line training facility for the Rams. So it means a lot, man. If you don't have it, you're going to say that. But yeah, so there's nothing you can say about that. 5 titles is great. That's wonderful. That's the main goal, but a top flight organization, you can't argue with that. Grander Charles is dating a light black color to the lady, a taste of light chocolate. Graduate 12. Niner says when your roster is completely hurt, unfortunately, it's hard to win games, but that, brother, makes you sleep better. You're the main guy that talks about excuses. Isn't that amazing when the slipper's on the other foot? Those are excuses. Yes, that happens. We lost the Super Bowl and scored 3 points because Cooper Kupp, who's an all-world wide receiver, didn't play. That's a huge extraction in the Super Bowl playing Bill Belichick. We lost the Super Bowl because Todd Gurley was limping and wasn't the explosive Todd Gurley as earlier in the year 2018, but we lost. And you would say that's excuses. So here you are making excuses for Kyle Shanahan. I got to tell you, for Kyle Shanahan being such a great coach and everything, and I give him props on the offensive side, he gets so many people making excuses for him. You know, golly, he's got so many people making excuses. He drafts players. If you want a take on that, he drafts players that have a tendency to get hurt. And so some of that is his fault. And then we're talking about the Niners, the best organization, and the Rams are the best organization. Excuse me, the Niners and the Rams being the best organization, and they get the top flight everything. The Niners had a horrible athletic department where their trainers came from. He was like a student, an intern or something like that with the hockey organization, and then they wonder why they were hurt all the time. Stuff like that's going on over there, and that's because the Yorks rather spend money for the Leeds United European football team that they just invested in a majority stake into, instead of the 49ers. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, that he has so many excuses on his side. Rams Nation, the Cards own the Niners and they can keep them. Niners says that the Rams lost against the Patriots. We lost against the Chiefs. You guys went to the Super Bowl again, and now it's our turn. Just follow history. Yeah, but with that young quarterback, man, I just don't see it. At least anytime soon. Rudy Grander 12 says, you and I grew up in the 70s and 80s. There was a time I thought I'd never seen a 49ers lose the Super Bowl. Not hating, but they were such a power in the 80s. They were such a power. You know, the 49ers, they had Bill Walsh. Basically, they were one of the great teams of the early 80s and late 90s. And I saw a graphic that we would always split with them. As great as the 49ers were, we would always split with them. A matter of fact, we talk about the 6-0 record. When the Rams had Jim Everett and we had a healthy team, we would always split with them. We'd beat them. They'd beat us in Anaheim, and we'd beat them in Candlestick. And there was a graphic that said the Rams had beat Joe Montana-led Niners three straight times in the 90s at Candlestick Park in the regular season. So regular season games happen. The dynasties have wins happen against teams that are even dynasties. The Niners had a dynasty in the 80s that was amazing. But that will probably never happen again this side of the Patriots. But yeah, they were a great team back in the 80s. I give them props for that. Granted, Trust says I would still have loved to have seen the Niners versus the Bills Super Bowl like so many predicted. Yeah, man, that'd been great. Niners says, trust me, we can talk about how the Rams are on the racist team, how the Rams are the racist team, but you guys did that. Black Quarter was unspeakable. Well, when they make personnel moves, that's one thing. But in the Rams history, the Rams are known to have incorporated the first black players, and it's their that's history. That's NFL history. Not understanding this, Rams traded away a black quarterback who was strictly better than the white quarterback because they want a black quarterback to play for their team. You forget to mention that. Well, I mean, that was personnel decisions. Who's to know? People look at you guys have Jimmy G. Are you guys doing that right now with Trey Lance? Are you guys not playing Trey Lance because he's a black quarterback and Jimmy G is? Did you guys not play Trey Lance in the NFC Championship game? Here's what I said on Jay and the Bay's podcast when I was collaborating. Kyle Shanahan gets credit, and I give him credit for being an offensive mind genius. I'm just a fan that watches football, and I know a little bit about football. I've seen it all my whole life. If you have a Trey Lance who can run like a gazelle, who's a strong guy, who you can go over plays in practice, why would you not pull out of your bag in the NFC Championship game when you need a first down? Pull that out, and then you have the crowd going crazy for the Niner fans that were there. Usher in the Trey Lance era. Why would you not pull out some plays out of your bag and have him in there with Jimmy or without Jimmy to surprise the Rams? If you were so great offensive coordinator, why would you not do that? I don't know. Well, I'm glad he didn't because we expect Kyle Shanahan to do that. But like you're saying, personnel decisions are one thing. That has nothing to do with that. But are you by that same token, are you saying that the Niners don't want to play Trey Lance because he's a black quarterback and Jimmy G is a white quarterback? I mean, personnel, people make stupid moves all the time. But that has nothing to do with being racist. At least it hasn't been written about. But that's a personnel decision. But we do know for sure though that the black quarterback in the NFL period has not gotten a fair shake. So I understand that. That's not just the Rams. Robot Ninja here to support my team, man. God bless you, man. Thank you for coming in. Niner Sixty says, so if you don't have any new kids and kids you have now don't exist, just for asking for a friend. So if you don't have any new kids, the kids you have now don't exist, just asking for a friend. Well, there's cousins of cousins too. CG, brother, what's up? Says, yo, stop by to say what's up, Ramilia Sports Report. PS, go Niners. There's my other guy, CG Ruthless, great guy. If you haven't, go on his channel, CG Ruthless Sports. He's a Niner fan too, but he's also a Laker fan. And he has wrestling guests too. He's a great guy too. I have these guys that are Niner fans that I would have met if it wasn't for my channel. So, and show them some love, but we can go back and forth with them. It's all good. It's as long as we keep it, strictly our teams. But he's a great guy. Check out his channel, CG with the Sports. But this is what it's all about. We get to talk about our teams. We don't have to agree. We can chop it up because it's the off season. There's nothing else to do. That's what it's about. And thank you, CG, for coming in. Niners, and this says, under the regime, do you have now, you only won one Super Bowl and the Niners have 0. I'll give you that. But our Super Bowl is coming, and it's coming soon. Well, I just tease you about that. The 5 Super Bowls, like the Lakers. When the Lakers had Nick Van Exel, we sucked, right? But we were still fans. We said, we have 17s, whatever it was at that time, 16s, I can't even remember how many we had when we had Nick Van Exel. 14 championships, right? But we just get you on that one because they always talk about the 5. The Niner fans, the first thing when they run into trouble when it's a debate. Well, we have 5 Super Bowls. Well, that's great, but that was a long time ago. Joe Montana's not coming out of that tunnel anytime soon. Steve Young's not coming out. By the way, Niner fans, one of my favorite things about saying is Stafford comes to LA, first year wins the Super Bowl in 1 year, has the same amount of Super Bowls as Steve Young. There you go. There's my there's my touche. I'll just say, what? Guess what? Matthew Stafford came to Los Angeles in his first year and has the same amount of Super Bowls as Steve Young. There you go. That just drops the mic right there, because that's over now. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We'll see, man. Trey Lance. We'll see what happens. Now, understand this is Bosa is our Aaron Donald. Bosa is a great player, but he's no Aaron Donald. They play different teams, different positions, but he is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Aaron Donald's a monster in the middle, and he's been a defensive player of the year. Nick Bosa hasn't, but he is one of the better pass rushers. It's a debate between Joey and Nick. We'll see, but he is a great player. Nader says, stop crying, bro. We should have won that last game. The last year we should have won the last game of the year. You didn't win. Do you hear me saying we have the championship game? No, we lost. I accept it. No, we were up 17-0, man. We were up 17-0, and we let the foot off the pedal. But McVay learned his lesson, and when we came back and beat you guys. But I expect to win. You guys have Jimmy G at quarterback. We should beat you guys. Just the way it is. You guys have had luck. You guys have had very, good success. We have Matthew Stafford, and you guys have Jimmy G at the most important position in the football, on the offensive side. One of the most, one of the most important positions. We should beat you guys every time. Niners, this is Kyle Shanahan is not a good coach, but he's beating McVay 6 times. And yes, you guys won the last 7. Even the sorry team gets lucky. Well, you know what? Kyle Shanahan, even with those 6 times in a row, it's like 7-4. So it's not that great a record. But, Kyle Shanahan, well, look, if Kyle Shanahan was such a great coach, how come they couldn't beat Colt McCoy? And why does he get swept by the Seahawks all the time? Is Pete Carroll that much better of a coach? We don't have any problem beating Pete Carroll. It's just the way it goes. But if that's your Super Bowl now, bragging on regular season wins, and so be it. All I can say is, what does that say right there? That's Super Bowl champions. 6 times in a row is great, but we don't care about. That's why I say the pecking order has changed, because now you have Niner fans, the great Niner fans fandom, talking about regular season games, and we're talking about championships. Our goal is championships. Not are we going to sweep the Niners, or we expect to sweep the Niners. Well, we don't talk about that's our goal. No, we're trying to win Super Bowls. That's why I say the pecking order is switched. That's why I say that. Because that's what I mean. Imagine if the Niners didn't have what would they say now? They've had losing records. The Rams won the Super Bowl before Shanahan has. If they didn't have that record against the 6-0, what would they have to brag about? Imagine if if it was the other way around. The Rams had the Super Bowl. McVay has the winning record. Even despite the 6 losses, he has way more wins than Shanahan. What if he had the 6-0 record? What would the Niners say? They would at least they have that to fall back on. God bless them. Niner says I did not lose sleep when we lost that game. It happens. You can't win them all, but this is a rival for real, and we'll have more wins than the Rams in the future. Well, you say that, we'll see, man. It hasn't happened. CG says 1-6 against. Let that sink in. It's not hating. The only team I hate is in California. No, it's 7-4. It's not 1-6. And we're 1-0 in the championship game. That's what people forget. They like to just think that the McVay, Kyle Shanahan era started when you started winning games. We were 3-1 versus Kyle Shanahan when he started taking over the team, and you guys were rebuilding. I guess you guys were figuring out who you're going to keep. But we should have won 4-0, but we ended up resting all of our starters because we were division champions, and we put out all of our rookies. We didn't want to get them hurt, but yeah. Niner Cindy says, so are you saying if your house is better than mine, you are better than me? No, I'm talking about the franchise itself. That you're reading too much into it. I'm saying across the board, the Rams franchise is better than the Niners right now. Niner Cindy says, I didn't realize you own part of the Rams organization. No, but I'm a Rams season ticket holder, so I get to enjoy it anytime I want almost. I get to enjoy it every game. Wild Man Samurai, what's up, brother? What's up, Ramilia? Rams about to be a dynasty. That would be amazing, man. We got to win the second one to start that talk, but I would love it, man. I'm all for it. We have the team to do it. Nanner Cindy says, I'd rather have Kyle Shanahan over your coach anytime. Well, you can have him, man. How does that worked out for you? Granger 12 says, yo, welcome all Ram fans and NFL fans to the stream. You're with Rudy of the Ramilia Sports Report. Hope you are having a good day. Let's get it. Who's host? Rams house, the champ's house, baby. Monster Rit, what's up, brother? He says, amen. Super Bowl champions in the house. Let them live in the past. Niner fans live in the Betamax highlights. The Betamax and VHS highlights. Niner Signet says, head-to-head matchups, Niners have been in the Rams more than the Rams are beating us. We can't deny that. Well, that's true. Guess who? Matter on that fact, who's the greatest Niner quarterback of all time, right? Joe Montana. Guess which team has beat Joe Montana more times than any other team in the NFL? The Los Angeles Rams, baby. The Rams have faced Joe Montana, I think, like 24 times in their history, and the Rams are like almost 500. It's like he's won like one or two more games than the Rams have beat him. Plus, the Rams shut him out to give him his only shutout loss as a Chief. So there's some more to it. But that's why I say I'm the Ram fan that I can bring some back at you. Those are just things to, like you guys are saying 6-0 and you kind of smirk at that. I say, well, your best quarterback ever, you guys say, is the GOAT. The Rams beat him more than the other team in the NFL. So that's cool to me. I like that because I can refer back to, I remember that Joe Montana. Oh, well, I remember when we shut him out. Oh, well, I remember that Super Bowl. Oh, well, I remember when we beat him in 1988 playoffs and Jim Everett threw 4 touchdowns and we sacked him 6 times and intercepted him 3 times. They tried to bring Steve Young off of the bench to cause a spark, and we just smacked him around 2. And we beat the Niners at Candlestick, Jim Everett's house, and they went into the playoffs. I can refer back like that. That's where my channel's different because I can fight fire with fire. I can go back in the day and I can go now. I mean, I remember like 1988 like it was yesterday. I remember we needed that game to get into the wild card. We went to Candlestick, no problem. Kevin Green went in there and sacked Joe Montana 4 times. The Rams sacked him 6 times, intercepted him 3 times. Jim Everett threw 3 or 4 touchdowns. The Rams blew him out, something like 27-10, something like that, at Candlestick, and they made the playoffs as a wild card. So kind of like the Niners did to us. They came back, but we actually just blew them out all the way. It wasn't even a contest all the way through. We were leading the whole time. Amazing. But yeah, you can't deny it. But it's been a great rivalry. Graduate Trump, congrats, Rudy of the Ramilia Sports Report. Fans all over the world. Super Bowl champions live. Yes, yes. Rams Nation. The Seahawks and Cards own the 49ers. Let's go, Rams. Yes. The 49ers have been the only thorn in our side. We basically have run this division since McVay has been coach. The Niners have been our only thorn in the side. But despite having success against us, it hasn't stopped us from winning 3 division titles, an NFC championship, 2 NFC championships, and a Super Bowl. And so it is what it is, amazing. Oh, hold on. I missed it. Niner Sicknesses, did you just say we haven't played the Trey Lance because he's a black quarterback? Wow, bro, you're racist. No, I'm saying if you're with that logic that you're speaking about the Rams getting rid of the black quarterback and playing the white guy, then you must be thinking the same way with Trey Lance. that's how much I thought about that comment that you said. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm saying, okay, by your logic, then why don't you have a thing to say about that? If Trey's so much better than Jimmy, because we all know that Jimmy's not that good, so there you go, brother. That's why I say I'm the guy to have the arguments with, because I got food. I'm the Johnny Cochran of sports, YouTubers. Thank you very kindly, Your Honor. Now it's my turn. Grander Trout says, Rudy, it's like when the Dolphins fans brag about beating the Pats in Miami in December when Brady was with the Pats. I'd easily take a Super Bowl as opposed to a meaningless regular. That's exactly right, Grander 12. So they talk about, yeah, but we beat you 6 times. That's exactly right. Niner City says, Rudy, you don't sound smart with Trey Lance comments. Trey Lance was hurt. He couldn't throw. Man, he was not hurt the whole time, man. You can say what you want. He was not hurt the whole time. He was on the sidelines. He was not hurt. You should know that about your own team, brother. You have a right to your own opinion, but in the NFC Championship game, he was not hurt. He was healthy. So don't give me that. No. You see, that's what I'm saying. Excuses for, we don't need excuses for McVay. That's just the way that is. Grander 12 says, Rudy, I often debate Fins about the win versus New England and lose out in higher draft picks. It's silly. Those fans expectations are super low to get excited about winning regular season. Yeah. Niners is Jimmy G's Italian, not white. Yeah, but he's not black either. He's considered a white player. But it's not a big deal. You're reading too much into it. But that was my take that you gave about the Rams guy. Monster says, bro, give these crybabies a Cheez-It sandwich and cut them loose, Rams all day. Yeah, man. They keep talking about regular season games, man. It is that's all they have to talk about, but it's fine. We'll get a chance to beat him again. Wow, man. Samurai says Niner Sickness is a troll. Now he's a good guy. Just have to call it real. I'm surprised you haven't blocked that down yet, Ramilia. Get a live, Niner Sickness. This is the Rams house. No, he's a good guy. We just go back and forth, but yeah, some of his takes, I'm just like, yeah, okay. But he has a right to his opinion. God bless him. Like he says, on one hand, he says, we won the Super Bowl, this and that, but then you bring up the regular season games. Who cares about who cares about that now, right? I mean, boy, that's like, okay, we won the Super Bowl. Yeah, but the Supersonics beat the Lakers 4 times, All right. Grander 12 says, I thought it was the St. Louis Cardinals that beat the 49ers the most, but this was a pre-Cards NFC West alignment era. Just a weird matchup. Yeah, the Rams played the Joe Montana 49ers like 24 times, and the Rams beat him like 11. And there was a couple games where he won. But yeah, so in a 24 game matchups, that many matchups, the Rams have beat Joe Montana led 49er team more than any team in the NFL. And he had great teams. Joe Montana wasn't on bad Niner teams, so that's a heck of an accomplishment. Even though that's a regular season game, that's just a little tidbit of like a cool note. Niner says, anyway, brother, it was fun chopping it up with you. Enjoy the rest of your life. Much respect for you and your fan base. Can't wait for week 4. Yeah, man, it's cool, brother. Thank you for coming in. We don't see eye to eye in the 49er matchup, but that's okay. God bless you for coming in, brother. I appreciate it. But like I said, we have the chip. The Niners don't. Kyle Shanahan still looking up at Sean McVay. and Sean McVay has more wins than Kyle Shanahan, and it is what it is, man. There's no way to candy coat it. Like you said, there's no excuses. You got to win when you're supposed to, and there's nothing wrong with us propping our guys up because we did what we were supposed to. We won in Los Angeles, one of the hardest markets to win. Like I said, Matthew Stafford came in with a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and we got the chip. Master says Jimmy G sucked as not a winner. Amazing that Kyle Shanahan could only win with Jimmy G. He's like 8-27 without Jimmy G. Imagine that. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, can he win with Trey? He hasn't shown that he could with anyone else. Eduardo, what's up, brother? He says, I hate San Francisco as much as I hate Boston. Yeah, exactly right, man. The Giants and the 49ers, exactly. Grinder Trout says, do the 49ers do have a special place with me. They stopped the overhyped Cowboy streak, kept the Bears in check. I never liked those teams. Yeah, they did us a favor by getting rid of the Packers. Grinder Trout says, by the time Trey Lance gets his turn, will his rookie contract be nearly up? That's what I was wondering, because by the time he's ready, it's going to take a season or two, right? They have the Niners have like 11 free agents, key free agents that their contract is coming up. And so we'll see, because they're not Les Snead back there. They're kind of like a novice when it comes to doing a contract. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Rams H says 49ers are crying of the NFC game. Yes, man, they're having PTSD about that game. God bless them for filling up our lake with Niners tears as they left quietly in the night after that game. Roger Trout says, I thought 49ers were letting Trey Lance develop, putting him on the bench. They were paying Jimmy G starter money anyway. No, they were at Trey's area. The Trey area was the bench. And he got hurt though. He got hurt twice, but in the NFC Championship game, he wasn't hurt and he was healthy for a while. And even though Jimmy G had a surgically repaired thumb or whatever finger it was, they still let him go out there and he was horrible. And they didn't even get Trey Lance in there. I know he's a rookie, but you gave up a lot of draft capital, man. You could have at least put him in there a few plays. But that's their problem. Graduate Trout says the 80s St. Louis Cards would match up with the Niners, but the Cards struggled against others. Injury bug bit. Yeah, the injury bugs, man, it killed us in that Super Bowl. Graduate Trout, Joe Montana is Neil versus Neil Lomax. Oh, great quarterback, Neil Lomax. Graduate Trout, Jim Everett versus Leo Lomax. Yes, Jim Everett was a great quarterback for like a 4-year span, and then we started losing players. Woo. Guys retired. The woman who shall be nameless didn't get guys re-signed, stuff like that. Oh, Rudy, do you check your Ramilia Facebook messages pages often? I come across Ram stuff. Can I PM you there? Yeah, I'm setting that up. I have it set up, but I'm going to be posting more stuff on it. So thank you for asking, Grinder 12. I will definitely start setting that up, and yes, I will check them. Ram Nation says I hate them very much. The Cards and the Seahawks and 49ers. Yeah, and like Grinder 12 said, hate is a strong word. But when it comes to the Niners or like for me, the Boston Celtics or the Patriots, I don't mind having hate because it's just a team, it's not a person. But like I hate losing to the Celtics. I hate losing to the Niners. But I would rather, if I would have it, I would do it all over again if we can get swept by the Niners this year, right? Hold for 1 second. I'm not crazy. And then beat them again in the championship game. I'll take that every time. Now, a dream scenario would be sweeping them in the regular season and beating them in the championship game. But I'll take it like we did last year, where we swept them in the regular season, and I mean they swept us in the regular season if it has to be that way, and we beat them in the big one. I'll take it. Lone Fox 115. What's up, brother? He says, "What's up, Ramulator? What's up, brother?" That's right, Ramulators. Thank you, brother, for coming in. I appreciate it, man, for this unannounced live. I wanted to talk to my guys. Graduate Trial was hitting me up. Hey, are you going to go live? I go, yeah, I think I will. And so thank you, guys. It's been a long week. It's a long day. And props to my Niner guys for coming in. It's all love. They're good guys, but we don't see eye and eye in our teams, and that's okay. That's what makes it exciting. I don't think Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. I think he's a heck of a offensive mind, right? But I don't think. I wouldn't give him the car keys to the Rams. I give this guy right here, Sean McVay, the guy's pop helped the 49ers win those 5 Super Bowls. John McVay, the unsung hero, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay's pop, John McVay. And here he is doing his work for us. That's where he got his tutelage, is from his pop. And other coaches, Gruden, the Shanahans, he's a well-rounded coach. He's like a five-headed monster of all Gruden and Shanahan and his pop, John McVay. This guy's an encyclopedia of knowledge, a heck of a guy. God bless him, and I'm so thankful that we got him instead of Kyle Shanahan, because we were going to hire Kyle Shanahan, and that would have been an upgrade over Jeff Fisher. But this guy gave an interview to us. We did a heck of an interview. He won the job because we couldn't wait for Kyle Shanahan, and we hired this guy here, Sean McVay, and we haven't looked back, and I'm so thankful to this man. God bless him. Grander Trust says, no fan base can afford to be so arrogant. That's right. Eduardo Mendoza says, by the way, Boston is known for being racist. Man, Boston, the crazy story. I mean, every city has that, right? But the crazy stories about the Celtics players, like the great Bill Russell, they were spraying stuff on his garage, and they even robbed his house. Man, that's just something else, Grander Trust's dream scenario, sweeping the NFC West, beating Green Bay at Green Bay, and win the Super Bowl drops. Man, that would be awesome. I would love that. Jay Money, what's up, brother? I honestly think it might. Jay Money says, I honestly think it might be split season with the Winers. LOL. Yeah, man, they're always tough, but like I said, the regular season is very important. But if we can do our thing in the playoffs, hopefully we'll sweep them. That's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, like I said, we used to split with the Niners in their heyday in the dynasty days. They used to have Joe Montana, and we would split with them all the time. They'd beat us in Anaheim, and we beat them in Candlestick. Just the way it goes. Monster says, like, share, subscribe, go Rams. Yeah, guys, I always forget to tell you, hit the like button and subscribe, guys. I appreciate it, so we can come in here. Today was an unannounced live, so thank you so much for coming in. It was a long day. I go, let me come in for a little while for my guys. Rams Nation's McVay is the god, though, for it. McVay is the god, though. Yeah, man, he's an amazing guy, man. God bless him. Granny Trump says, maybe Kyle hit a wall in the NFC West. Not saying he's bad, but the NFC West has been the toughest division in the league. Can you imagine Kyle in the NFC East or NFC South? Yeah, he's a great, like I said, offensive mind, but the stuff that he does, for instance, he never takes responsibility. McVay would say about Jared Goff, I didn't get guys in the right position. I didn't call the right play at the right time. He'd take the sword, right? Kyle Shanahan is so arrogant. They're different personalities, but he never it's always, we need to do better. We need, he doesn't, he's just the way he is. And that's one of the reasons why I think that he didn't try to sign Tom Brady, because he would butt heads with him. That's my opinion. And I've heard other people say that too. That's why he didn't want Tom Brady. He didn't realize Tom Brady still had something left, but that's my opinion. Grander Charles says, being an offensive minded head coach is tough in the NFL. Hot today and cold tomorrow. Always have to reinvent themselves. And the window is super small. That's exactly right. Chewy Loco, Order Rudy. My family bought tickets to the Rams and Cowboys game for me for Father's Day. That's awesome, man. Hopefully I'll see you over there, man. That's going to be a great game. The Rams and the Cowboys. That's going to be awesome. Eduardo says the only LA team that's actually trying to win for the city right now are the Rams. The Lakers are struggling and the Dodgers are struggling. Yeah, man, my Dodgers are killing me. They're killing me right now. Grander Chubb says, oh yeah, happy belated Father's Day, Rudy, and all your Ramilia dad's family. You go, Dad. Dads are so vital. Yes, everyone. I hope everyone had a great Father's Day. Exactly right, my guy Grander Chubb says. And even if you're not a father, I hope everyone had a great weekend. We're so blessed to be going through this COVID period and all the craziness and all this crap going on in the world. Our team is in my guy Gandrew 12. The Dolphins have a lot to be looking forward to. It's great to be able to kind of lose yourself in our sports teams. We were going back and forth with the Niner guys earlier, Niner sickness, and that's what it's about. Get a little passion out, about our teams and stuff. And it's a great time, especially as us Ram fans. This is one of the greatest eras of Rams football period, because it looks like we're going to be Super Bowl contenders for the next few years. Amazing. Rams Nation says, I'm very thankful for McVay. God bless McVay. Let's go Rams. That's right, baby. That's right. Grand 12, Rudy, this year you got 2 Battle of Los Angeles games: Rams versus Chargers, Rams versus Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders have a lot of fans in Los Angeles. The Rams being in Los Angeles, because it's such a great city. You got the Chargers, the battle for LA, right? That's San Diego's team. You got the Raiders, the battle for LA, because there's Raiders here from when they were here in the 90s. And, that's Oakland's team, even though they're in Las Vegas, right? And then you got the Niners in NoCal. Levi South, they say. Yeah, well, that's Santa Clara's team. All these people hate us because they ain't us. They want Los Angeles to be their city. And so, but no, there's only one team that's in Los Angeles. No matter if you have a big fan base, as the Rams proved last year, you can scoop up every 49er fan you want under a rock, and dig out their old jerseys from the 80s and 90s. Come to SoFly, pay triple price in some cases. You could be as loud as you want, and it still didn't stop us. So God bless them. They can come out and watch a good team play in a great stadium, the Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl champions. But yeah, all these teams come to Los Angeles, and the weary is the king's crown to wear. We have to run it back again, and we're gonna come back even stronger. This guy's ready to go. Let's run it back, boys. Graduate Trout says, Rudy, this year you got that already. Graduate Trout says, Rudy, how was your day? Rudy, did you work? Do you work tomorrow? I work tomorrow. It was good, thank you. I was off today. Graduate Trout, I follow you, Rudy and Pale, and get to witness your Super Bowl journey, your reactions, thoughts, etc. It's been forever since my team won a Super Bowl. Thank you, man. God bless you. Good luck to your team, man. And like I said, Graduate 12, you're an honorary member of the Ramilia. I know you're a big Dolphins fan, but you're a great guy, man, and I appreciate it, man. You're awesome. But yeah, we got to chase the Chargers and Raiders away. That's right. Eduardo says it's crazy how Dickerson did not want to attend the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and this year's he watched it at home and gave the tickets to some Ram fans. Well, I'm going to give you guys a little insight. I didn't have that in my video clip that I put. I try to cut them down so it's not so long. But Eric Dickerson, they kind of did him a little dirty. Okay. So this Super Bowl I'm talking about, they gave him tickets, right? You would think Eric Dickerson, I would put him on the field. Do you want to watch the game in my suite as the owner of the Rams, Stan Kroenke? Or do you want a suite next to me? I would want him around me, right? And to whatever people want to do, it's their team. It's his Stan Kroenke's team. It's whoever's in charge. Les Snead, I don't know who's in charge of the tickets. They gave him bad seats. The seats that they gave him were like way up. That was kind of messed up, So he didn't go. He didn't speak ill of the Rams, but I will. That was a bonehead move to me. They should have gave him better seats, but there's nothing you can say about that. So he ended up giving them to somebody, and he heard about the seats position because whoever he gave the seats to, she called him, or they called him, and they told him, "Hey, we're way up." So yeah, I don't know what happened there. Who knows? But they need to do my guy good. But that wasn't cool. They should have had a suite. Well, I guess the NFL takes over the suites or whatever, and they figure out. But I would say, wait a minute now. I want a suite for my Rams legends. If anything, I'd put them all in one suite. That suite right there at the 50, okay, let's go this. The big high rollers go to the 50. Let's give them on the 40 or the 40 on their side. That suite is for all the Rams legends. If they want to come to the game, they can go there. If they want tickets to have somebody to go with them, they can bring one person. But those are for the Rams legends that we select. That he should have been one of them. So that's how they should have handled that. But yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, I don't agree with that part. Like I said, I'm not afraid to call out my team when they do some things. But in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter. But that's something that does bother me that they did that to my guy. Grander Trout says, some may disagree with me, but I only seen humility from the Ram fans and their Super Bowl win. No need to brag. You just show your ring or trophy. Not a word said. Let it all on the field. True class. Yeah, you know what, Grander 12, that's a good point because us Ram fans, we know what it's like to be sorry. We had the Jeff Fisher days, right? We had the Tony Banks days in St. Louis. We've been waiting for this Super Bowl. It was a dream come true. I would always say, now I can die happy because the Rams won the chip in Los Angeles. These guys, their blood, sweat, and tears of fearsome foursome laid the groundwork. And some of my pictures aren't showing, but we're able. There's nothing wrong with. We're Ram fans. We're Super Bowl champions, baby. There's nothing wrong with being hyped up about it because we deserve it. We went through the ups and downs as Ram fans, man. We're not on the field, but we're emotionally drained after games like we played, so I don't really see anybody being like that, maybe if we win a few of them in a row, but yeah, so that's a great point, man. And so, but yeah, that's exactly right. I agree with you. Rams Nation, the Seahawks are rebuilding. We are going to own them. Yes, the Seahawks are rebuilding. I would love to sweep the whole division. I'm looking forward to playing them. Grander 12 says that was a cool vid that Rudy showed about Dickerson. Thank you, Grander 12. Yeah, if you guys have a chance, watch that video about Eric Dickerson. He talks about Marshall Faulk. They asked him about Marshall Faulk, and he says, yeah, we don't have a big name player. When they were in St. Louis, let's sign Marshall Faulk. He was instrumental in helping the Rams decide to pick up Marshall Faulk. They asked him why he decided, and he was saying, well, he's a top name. He can help us win. He didn't know they're going to win the Super Bowl, but he was the first piece to the greatest show on turf. Great video. If you guys get a chance, watch it. Grander 12 says, what? Bad seats? Yeah, man, they gave him bad seats. Grander 12, that is super messed up. Yeah, man, I don't agree with that. Like I said, I'm not afraid to say anything. When they don't do what they're supposed to, they should have took care of my dude. Jay Money says, what's funny? All these haters and media think Cup's big season was a one-hit wonder. Isn't that stupid? I guess they don't know he was catching passes from the legend Peyton Manning at Peyton's camp. That's funny, yeah. And you know what's funny? God bless Jared Goff. He'll always be a Los Angeles Ram, right? There was a time when he was a top-notch quarterback against the Cardinals, against the Chiefs in that Los Angeles game, 54-51 or something like that. The Vikings game, he had some great games. But Cooper Kupp and him were still like young, learning. And then he has a top flight quarterback with Stafford. And this shows you what this guy can do. They always try to demean guys, they're just saying Devontae Adams better than Cooper Kupp. And yeah, Devontae Adams is a heck of a talent, but he's never had a season like Cooper Kupp. They're different type of receivers, but he's not better than him. Get out of here. Grander Trump says, why do ownerships do that? That is silly, foolish. Treat Eric Dickerson to a suit, right? Rams legends. Yes, man. I'm not going to say much about it because I don't have nothing else to say. That's not right. They've been very good to him, like Dickerson said. He doesn't hold no grudge. He loves his Rams. The Rams will always be his team. He always feels like he's a Ram. But they should have did good by my dude. Maybe they'll make it up for him. If we get back, they probably will make it up to him. But still shouldn't have did this. Jay Money says, even Peyton Manning was praising Kupp. Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's funny. I saw that tweet that he was saying that he accidentally ghosted Peyton Manning because he didn't realize he was messaging him or something like that for a few years ago. Grand Charles, I think only Ram fans really know how long the Rams have been around. Yeah, man, the Rams have been a storied franchise. Granger 12. Just going to run down some things. First team to have emblems on their helmets, right? They all had leather helmets. One of the players painted the emblem on the helmet. Then that looks pretty good. They start doing helmets, emblems on the helmets. First team to employ a scouting team, right? Before that, they didn't really call that scouting team, and they go all into it. First team to have their playoff games and home games and away games televised. First team to average 30 points a game, the 1951 Rams. First team to score over 500 points in a game, 1951 NFL champion Rams. Pete Rozelle, the great commissioner, came out of the Rams front office. Tex Schramm, the great architect of the Cowboys dynasty, Tom Landry Cowboys, came out of the GM. Tex Schramm came out of the Rams front office. On and on and on. I mean, the two first black African American players came out of the Rams. It was on the Rams team, the LA Rams, when they came to Los Angeles. Woody Strode and Kenny Washington from UCLA. 1 year before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in baseball. On and on and on, man. Amazing. They're very undersold. And I'm a Ram fan, but those are very important things the league wouldn't have, that people don't realize. The only team to win championship in 3 different cities, too, as well. Rams Nation says the Seahawks and Cards fans will always be hating on me, though, but love the hate from them. That's okay, man. They hate us because they ain't us, like that meme says. Grinder Trout says, well, the 49ers a lot say they didn't even see this Steve Young Super Bowl win. So how do they know what it feels? And those 49er fans seem a lot different from the 49ers now. Yeah. Steve Young was a great player, but isn't it funny how a lot of 49er fans and other teams say, oh, the Rams bought their Super Bowl, right? Well, I seem to remember because Steve Young couldn't beat the Cowboys in the championship game. He kept losing to the Cowboys. They had to get Deion Sanders. They paid a hired gun, Deion Sanders, to get him over the hump. And no, that's nothing wrong with that, but they forget that. Or like you said, a lot of them didn't see it. But yeah, amazing. Amazing. Grander Shop says, Rudy, Rams Nation, just tell them, get the hate out of your heart. Chewy Loco says, put up a statue of Dickerson at SoFly, man. Dickerson, the fearsome foursome. If Stafford wins another one, Stafford. Eduardo Mendoza says the Raiders is known for having a bad reputation. They have a gangster attitude. All their fans, if you look at their fan base, I see no other race than Mexican Cholos. That's why I'm not a fan. Well, the Raiders, they have a lot of fans. I went to Oakland. I thought it was going to be all Cholos years ago, it was early 90s. And I saw like a lot of biker guys, with Raider gear on, big long beards and, graying and different mix of people. I thought that too at first because you see LA here. But check this out. So the Raiders, when they won the Super Bowl in Los Angeles, they didn't even have a parade because Al Davis didn't want to foot the bill. They had a rally, but a lot of people didn't go. Isn't that amazing? And also when the Raiders were here in Los Angeles, they never had a home Monday night game while they were here in Los Angeles because of the LAPD didn't want to they whatever reason they don't have the security for something like that. So on that note, with the reputation, imagine that. But yeah, they didn't even have a parade in Los Angeles. The Rams are the only team that had a parade. They football pro franchise that had a parade in Los Angeles after they won the chip. Rams Nation, my cousin says we suck. They say Cooper Cup suck. That means that when they say suck, that means Super Bowl champs. Roger Trump says, I guess being the piñata that will remain nameless did the ultimate wrong to Eric Dickerson. Everything since Eric retired needs to be treated with royalty. Not enough apologies can we make up wrong. Yeah, it actually wasn't her fault. It was Leslie. It was Rams former GM and henchman. What the heck is his name? The man who should be nameless. No, John Shaw. And he later apologized to Eric Dickerson. He said he's the greatest Ram he ever saw. He said he's sorry for trading him. He should have never did that. And Eric Dickerson, but now it's too late though. You should have never did that. You should have never traded a player like Dickerson. But yeah, so he mended fences with them, but not in our hearts because you don't do that. Grander Trout says that Piana did the wrong that Piana did. Grander Trout says statues of fearsome foursome, Eric Dickerson, Kurt Warner. Who else? Which wide receivers? Isaac Bruce, Henry Allard. I would say this. Isaac Bruce. Henrietta needs to go in the rafters. Crazy Legs Hirsch, back in the day. AD, awesome. Roger Trout says, yeah, the 49ers got Dion and Garrison Hurst running back with the Cars. Hurst was okay in my book, but his stats say he was above average. No, he was really good, really fast receiver, kind of like a poor man's Marshall Falk, but he was really good. I remember him. Eduardo says the last game of LA before they went to St. Louis and Oakland was there was like 23 fights at the Rams and Raiders game in 1994. Yeah, man. You know what? Imagine that Super Bowl. It would have been the Rams and Niners, and imagine the bars in LA when the tuck game. The Patriots when it should have been a fumble. The Raiders would have won, and we could have the St. Louis Rams could have played the Raiders, the greatest show on turf. Played the Raiders in the Super Bowl. We probably would have whipped their butt. Imagine the LA sports bars. That would have been amazing. I mean, not the fights, but to beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. That would have been the ultimate besides winning this chip in LA. Roger Trout says the pinata who shall remain nameless. Rams Nations, the Seahawks and Cards, our 49ers are our sons, though. That's right, baby. And the Niners are our sons too now because we got them the big one. Jay Money says that BS when they say Rams buy their Super Bowl LOL because look at those old Super Bowl 41er teams that won and those old Cargo teams that won, so on. All the teams that won. Yeah, they always get players, add players. It's just hate, whatever. They can say what they want. Like I said, we have like our Niner guys that come in here and my guy Niner Sickness can say whatever he wants. It's cool. It's cool. You got your opinion. It's fine. Whatever. When we got the chip. Like he said, he ended up saying that we got the chip, and that's all that counts, But we got the Super Bowl championship, and it is what it is. There's nothing you can say about that. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Jay Money says they all had super teams with star players. LOL. I guess they don't mention that, huh? Yeah, it's just hate. It is what it is. The Niner fans and not just the Niner fans, but Cowboy fans, they say that too. That's okay. You're supposed when you have a team and you have a chance to win, you're supposed to try and make your team better, right? You're supposed to see what you can do to make your team better and win. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Hold on one second. That's exactly what it's supposed to be for. Um, you're supposed to try and win when you can because the window is so small. But yeah, the window is so small, and you gotta if you can get over the top and sign somebody that can get you over the top, do it. That's what you're supposed to do. It's what my Lakers do. It's what my Dodgers do. It's dumb to even bring that up, especially when their teams did it too. It's just hate. What can you do? Chewy Loco says, Rudy, what do you think of the Rams get? What do you think of the Rams get a new kicker? I have trust issues with Gay, even though he won the and the NFC and the chip. I'm okay with him, but I think we drafted a punter. I'm okay with him, but if we can find somebody, that can maybe a bigger leg, we're all for it. But I'm okay with him. It was really weird that he did miss one. I think it was the championship game where he missed one. like a 40-yarder or something. I can't remember, but yeah. But yeah, I'm okay with him. But like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. But he's been pretty good for us. But yeah, Grinder Trough says, but Niners has said you are a racist, Rudy. That is a harsh statement to use. Where's the respect? Yeah, I mean, I don't. He was just trying to make a point that, you know. But when he said, basically how it happened was, he said that the Rams were a racist organization because they picked a white guy over the black quarterback, right? And I'm like, well, that's a personnel thing, you know. If you have that logic, why would you say, wouldn't you have that same thing for Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance is on the bench? They have a lot of draft capital, and everyone says that Jimmy Garoppolo is not any good, and you don't want to play the black guy, the young quarterback. Wouldn't you say that about your own team? And then he tried to say that. I go, I don't know what you're talking about no more. But I'm basically was telling him his own logic against him. And but yeah, I wasn't the one that was bringing that up. I said, well, it's personnel decision. And that happens all the time. You don't agree with this or that. It has nothing to do with racist. But yeah, that was kind of weird. That's why I was like, you're going off the deep end. Stay with me. Eduardo says, Rams since 1947, first team in LA before Dodgers and Lakers. That's right. Won the chip in Los Angeles for the Lakers and Dodgers. Jay Money said, doesn't matter how many good players you have on a team, because you still have to play the games and you still have to win them to make. You have to win them to make it. Yes, they have to, and also you have to go through the pressure of the big games and make those plays. That's exactly right. Eduardo says, Rams have real diehard fans. Danny Trejo is a fan, a rapper. YG is a fan, an actor. Rivera is a fan. That's right, baby. That's right. Jay Money says, everything is earned, never given in this world. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And on that note, let's get to the Rams legend of the night. The Rams legend of the night is Big Game Torrey Holt. Should be in the Hall of Fame, just like my guy, Henry Ellard. But hopefully he'll get there this year. Let's get to it. My guy, Torrey Holt. Let me set this up here. Let's see how this comes out. Wonderful, wonderful. And here we go.
Torrey Holt. That's fair. Torrey Holt at 4. I like that because he had a lot of success with a lot of different quarterbacks.
Stands in, unloads. Home run ball, Torrey Holt running into the end zone.
Torrey Holt was virtually unstoppable.
What a catch by 81. Unbelievable.
It was unstoppable. I mean, it was the most precise route runner you could imagine.
Torrey Holt toiled for year after year on a phenomenal team, and I think he's a Hall of Famer, and I hope that he gets his due.
Torrey Holt was destined for a spot on our list from the first time he stepped onto the field.
Throws the end zone. Touchdown, Torrey Holt, the rookie.
His rookie season, he goes to the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl.
Throws the end zone. Touchdown, Rams, Torrey Holt.
What a way to start your career, your rookie year. You go and win a Super Bowl.
One of the things that Torrey Holt did better than anybody is he could stretch the field on you. He was so fast. He was so quick. His routes were so crisp. He would juke the heck out of a defensive back, and you'd sit there wondering, how is this guy so wide open?
You're a liability out here. You can't guard me. I'm not even on you.
Unload left side, Torrey Holt wide open. And Torrey's got it. Touchdown, Rams.
I think Torrey Holt's probably the most underrated guy. If you look at it, he got down to business, he did his work, he grinded it out, and it took away from what Torrey Holt did.
It ain't what you say, it's what you do. Huh?
I would put Larry Fitzgerald and Steve Smith ahead of Torrey Holt pretty comfortably.
I must have fell asleep in the meeting somewhere.
Come on now.
He was great. He didn't have as long of a peak as the other guys, I don't think.
They don't have a chip.
Receiving yards in their first 9 seasons of the NFL, and Torrey Holt started in 1999. Ever.
Kurt Warner unloads quickly. It is caught by Torrey Holt. He's behind the defense. At the 50. He's at the 40. It's a foot race.
More than Jerry Rice.
To the 30, 25-20. He will score. Touchdown, Rams. Unreal, Torrey Holt.
Was he a system guy? Was he only as good because he was part of the fastest show on turf?
Some of the best things
Didn't even get the name
in
right.
his career came after the golden age of the greatest show on turf, Rams.
It's true. Of his over 13,000 career receiving yards, Holt amassed over 8,000 yards and scored 49 touchdowns in the seasons that followed the Rams' glory years.
Yeah, what do I know? Yeah, he would have been killer everywhere.
There you go, baby. Hall of Fame tandem should be soon.
Torrey Holt was a great receiver, but when you're on an offense with Marshall Faulk and Isaac Bruce and Orlando Pace and, Kurt Warner, it's hard to be known as the guy. He has all the accolades. He did it all on statistics, and he got a Super Bowl ring. Great career.
What a play by Torrey Holt.
There he is, our guy. Hopefully he'll get the Hall of Fame next year. He should have already been a Hall of Fame inductee already. Ridiculous. It's always a popularity contest. Graduate Trop says, when is the last time the Flyers had a black QB? Cap, heck, the New York Giants have not had a black QB ever. They often get cited as being a racist organization. Well, the Rams had Tony Banks. I think he might have been Latino or mixed. I don't know, but I never really pay attention. But man, he was on the tip of my tongue. Number 12, James Harris. A lot of people said he should have been the quarterback. But look, they even did the same thing with Vince Ferragamo. They didn't want to sign him, the quarterback that made me be a Ram fan in the '79 Super Bowl. And who knows what goes through these organizations' heads. But that's just something else. Rams Nation says, God bless you, my guy. Thank you, man. Back to you. Appreciate it. And Grandeur Travis, oh yeah, Rams legend of the noche. Grandeur Travis, say it, Ramilators. Pretty soon. Jay Money says, Torrey Holt was a beast. Part of the greatest show on turf. Yes, baby. He was amazing, and he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He needs to be in the Hall of Fame soon. Grandeur Travis, oh yeah. And the Niners added all-pro, rewind. 49ers added all-pro bowler, free safety, Tim McDonald, when they got Deion Sanders and Garrison Hurst. Yeah, man, that's what you got to do. Eduardo says, it's crazy how Weiner fans say that the Rams is a racing organization when what happened with Kaepernick and they cut him out on the team and he took a knee. Yeah, what I was given was a point to him was there was an issue with the back in the day in the Niners organization. They fired a coach because of a relationship that the black coach had, and the owner fired the guy because he thought that the black American coach's girlfriend or whoever he was dating was a white woman, and that's why he fired him, and that's why I brought that up. That has nothing to do with who's quarterback or not quarterback. Those are two separate things. That's why it was weird that he brought that up. But it is what it is. I give facts. I say what it is, and somebody tries to construe stuff. It's fine. It's their opinion. But I was like, where are you going with that? That doesn't make any sense. Look at last year. They don't want to play Trey Lance, and they have Jimmy G. Who knows? Those are personnel decisions. But with that logic, why aren't you seeing that over here? Even it doesn't make sense to me, but still, But it is what it is. But I'm happy and satisfied and proud that our organization, the Los Angeles Rams, incorporated 2 Black American players a year before the Jackie Robinson color barrier in baseball, Woody Strode and Kenny Washington from UCLA. And that makes me proud to be a Rams fan because they did that, incorporating 2 Black American players. They were actually pretty good. Grandeur Trust says, oh, yeah, they added Ken Norton and longtime inside linebacker Gary Plummer from the Chargers, too. Ken Norton Jr. was a Pro Bowler. Plummer was not, but a solid player. Yep. That's great points. Grandeur Trust, I meant Gary Plummer was not a Pro Bowler, but he was solid. Yeah, solid players are what makes the teams what they are, that solid players are usually what helps, it helps you win the championship, and they usually make the hard to do plays. So, but yeah, so with that, guys, I appreciate it. Time flies. We're having fun, and I'm trying to catch up with the comments, and I'm like, let me get to the Rams legend of the night. That's right. But thank you guys so much, and God bless the Niner guys that came in, Niner Sickness and CG World of Sports. It's all good. It's all love, you guys. And if you guys are seeing my replay, amazing time. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have OBJ news. I'm going to drop a video later on today. I hope you guys enjoyed the Allen Robinson video I put together and dropped it a little while ago. But I'm going to drop a video today about Sean McVay talking about his dad, John McVay. So you'll understand what I was talking about in this chat when I was saying how Sean McVay's pops was instrumental in helping the Niners win those 5 Super Bowls that they mentioned earlier, and Sean McVay helped us win in Super Bowls now. I'll be dropping that video later on today, so if you can't watch it tonight, it'll be later. You can watch it tomorrow. So God bless you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully we'll get OBJ news, and as soon as I get any news that's important, I'll get it to you. One thing I do want to tell you before I leave is it's being reported and, well, not reported, but it's being shown around news outlets that our guy, Big Wit, has an open invitation similar to Weddle. If we get into the playoff run and we need a left tackle, guess who's ready to go? He's at camp now, the OTAs. He's helping the young guys. Logan Bruss is looking good. He's actually right now being talked about as a starter. Tutu Atwell's looking great. We're loaded on the receiving end. Jacob Harris is looking good. He's still rehabbing, but he's looking good. Amazing. Havenstein is doing great. I can't wait. But if I get any news, I will let you guys know. OBJ news is hopefully, there's been some rumbles. We'll see what happens with that. But I wanted to drop that Allen Robinson video because don't sleep on Allen Robinson because he's going to be a monster. I really think so, with Cooper Kupp on the other side and Higbee and Jefferson and you got Tutu Atwell spreading the offenses, the defense with the offensive in motion plays on the outside. Jacob Harris, woo! So I'm excited. Hopefully we'll get some OBJ news, like I said though, and I can't wait, guys. I can't wait. Maestro says, "Night, bro. The horns up." That's right, bro. Thank you, Rudy. It gets back to these Niner fans claiming the Rams bought their Super Bowl. They don't know much about 1994 season. That's exactly right. Say it. Chewy Lucas says, "Good night, Rudy. Blessings, brother." Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Graduate 12 says, "Don't forget to check your Facebook page." I will, guys. And as we always say, may the Ramilia be with you. And Ramulators, mount up.